This is a recording to introduce you to connecting with the womb. You might be familiar, you might be wanting a refresher, and yeah, this is a practice to support you in that. Grab yourself a cushion, and it's nice to create a space or a corner of a room, or even a room, or whatever you've got available to have a room, well, a cave essentially for your practices, your experiences, and yeah, just a space that feels safe and homely to you. So you've got that environment around you that really helps you to go into the space of the womb. And the womb is such a it is the inner chamber of our being. So when we have a space around us that feels like a hug, whatever we've got available to us, whether it's a chair to put some candles and some imagery on that connects you with a form of introspection, or a deity or something from nature that helps you to feel grounded and held and safe. We're creating these anchors for ourselves so that we can easily anchor in more quickly and more deeply over time. So you can see that I've made myself a space around me. I've got candles, I've got images. This is a deity, a wisdom goddess called Bhairavi from Dinsmore-Tuli and Nilipta. He has drawn this himself, and it's a print. And then there are things on my kind of wardrobe that are important to me. So you can have things around you, and I think that's all I need to say about that. But it's really important for ourselves to give ourselves that connection, because we deserve that, and it does help us to drop in. Okay, so you're going to find your place wherever you're sitting, on a mat, something cozy, maybe a blanket around you. And just begin to feel your sit bones on the floor. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to share with you a womb heart breath. I'm going to share with you connecting and developing the river of the womb and the heart so that you can continue to develop that yourself. And I will talk about it as we go through. So to begin, you're here, you're sitting where you're sitting in cross-legged, you're sitting, kneeling, and you're exhaling, letting the exhale filter down, imagining it going down through your sit bones into the earth, into your cushion. And as you inhale, start to feel your belly expanding with breath. And as you exhale, feel your belly deflating with breath. You could place a hand on your belly if that helps. The belly expanding, fullness of the breath exploding inside of you. And as you exhale, the deflating wet belly, I was going to say welly, womb and belly deflating, and feeling yourself rocking. Begin to rub your hands together so you get a really nice warm set of hands. The hands, our heart, the expressions of our heart. We want to have warm hands. I mean, I have naturally cold hands, but for these kind of practices, you want to really warm them up, because then we're giving ourselves that warm touch and generating the energy that we carry in our bodies and around us in our auras. So rubbing that strong together and then bringing your hands around your body. So wrapping them around your body. These are grounding practices that you can do at any time you feel out of body, stressed. Inhaling, rocking forwards, exhaling, rocking backwards. Or circling around, feeling the squeeze of your arms around, touching, if you can, your shoulder blades. And start to enjoy a circular movement if you can. Rocking around your hips in one direction. Squeezing your arms around you again and then rock in the other direction around. And then just begin to squeeze on your shoulder blades out through the upper arms, down through the arms, and just out through your hands. Stretching your hands up to the side of your body and then up above your body. And give yourself a nice big stretch and then inhale. Feeling your sit bones on the floor, inhaling all the way up. Hold your breath, squeeze your body and exhale out. So the inhale is kind of like more coordinated, breathing in, stretching. But the exhale is like a complete let go. And you can just flop your hands down, you can circle them around, you can just drop them. And let yourself sigh. So you really want to be getting that, like the river, the rushes of the ocean, just rushing out of you, rushing out of your lungs, rushing out of your belly, just letting that energy, the breath carries our energy, carries our stress, it carries our fear. So inhaling up, letting it down, rocking, and then bringing your hands up. Bring them down. Taking a deep inhaling and then bringing your hands, then another rub to warm them up, bringing them into the heart. So onto the heart, into the chest, into the space of the heart, placing them over. So you've got like these wings that go over your chest, over your heart, and they're holding your heart there, and you're just breathing in. And breathing out. And feeling the warmth and the presence of your hands over your heart. So how does that feel, having your hands present over your heart? They're kind of like guarding the lungs and the heart around you, holding you in the body. And then just starting to move one hand down onto your womb space, lower belly. And starting to exhale. And as you exhale, bring your exhale down into, so you're imagining this, down into the hand that is over your womb. And inhaling up again into the heart. And then exhaling down into the womb heart breath. Tuning into how it feels to be connecting with the warmth of your hand over your womb. How does it feel to be connecting with your womb space, with the portal of the space inside of you? Life creating in many different ways, life birthing, connecting with the whole of the architecture of the world. Breathing into your heart with potential and love. expansion. And then breathing this out into your womb. Exhaling through the womb. If you have any tension, maybe you're menstruating, maybe you're premenstrual, maybe you're growing a baby, maybe you have aches and pains. As you feel the aches and pains on your exhale, letting them go through the breath. So letting the breath be a carrier for a degree of that pain. Allowing the breath to be like this accelerator and decelerator of your experience, your physical, tangible experience. So on the inhale, you rise with the sensations or the emotions, the climax, the peaks. And on the exhale, you release down into the troughs of the letting go, down into the earth, down into the resources of Mother Earth who holds you, who you can trust, and with whom your body is one. So on the next exhale, you can open your lips slightly and start to exhale through the lips, through like a little thread hole, as if your lips were a thread. And through that sewing needle flows the breath, which is a thread. And on that exhale breath is like a thread that is releasing and sort of finding the way out of the body, down and through and out. It's finding a way to release tensions, finding a way to release the mind where it's overactive. It's finding a way to release fear and pain. If you like, you can switch your hands around. Inhaling, feeling your chest expanding, and exhaling. And I forgot to mention, it's really nice to duck your chin and to cock one of your ears down. Often I prefer my left ear down towards the heart, and it's like you're listening into your heart. So you're like a shell on the ocean, listening to the waves of the breath that are moving through the ocean of your body. Let yourself imagine that this is what and who you are. Hearing the sound of the breath through your throat as you inhale. Exhaling the thread of breath. So just begin to count down. You can count down from 8 breaths. You can make sounds as you exhale, receiving the vibrancy of the sound of your breath, which is nourishing, regulating. If you like, you can even move and rub your hands in circular motions over the body. Going in the other direction. And just make this your last inhale and your last exhale, so the last movement of the waves through the body of your ocean. Letting out a deep exhale on the last one. And then wiggling your toes and fingers. If you had your eyes closed, flickering your eyes open and taking in the room, the walls, the ceiling and the floor around you. Maybe rubbing your hands together once more, maybe bringing them to your heart, maybe shaking them out around you, touching the earth. Can be nice actually to bring your hands in front of you and to just ground your hands into the earth as you rock forwards over your thighs, having a nice little stretch down into the body, and maybe stretching over with the other leg before we close this journey together. Thank you for joining me. There will be more of these, as you know, and I look forward to joining with you again soon. Many blessings on your womb connection journeys.